Hello, hello. Welcome back to Crafty Concepts with Erin. Today we're going to create a scrapbook page featuring the Sweet Safari collection from Close to My Heart. Now, at first glance, you may think this has a very baby vibe to it, but I am not going to scrapbook babies. I'm going to use it for my boys when they were a bit older. So if you look at the catalog, they have this adorable layout here. And then they have there's so many bits and pieces to this collection. There's the paper pack and sticker sheet. There's the picture of my life cards. We have these adorable puffy stickers, so cute. And there's a little Cricut collection and then stamps that go along with it. I love this stamp here, or excuse me, this slimline card here. I just think that is so fun with the little clouds in the background. I think that's really cute. You can even get a 3-page workshop with the instructions, everything ready to go. So these are fun layouts. I love this adventure layout. This is super cute and definitely you could use for toddlers or even older boys. So let's take a closer look at the sticker sheet. There's lots of title options, this adventure, play, fun the embellishments on here. So I had these pictures of my boys. This is from many years ago. They were playing in the forest and just kind of pretending that we were on the set of Jurassic Park with all those crazy ferns. So this was a really fun memory, and I think this paper is going to be perfect. The browns and the leaves and the red in my son's shirt is just going to go perfectly. I'm excited. So we're starting with a sheet of white daisy, and I've already cut these down into strips. These are about 3 by 12 inches, and I know I want to place my photos kind of in this format here, and then this little one we're going to do down in the lower right hand corner. So I think that's going to look good. I'm going to bring in all these fun colors from the Sweet Safari with this strip of paper that we're going to go across the center here. And then to highlight my son's red shirt, we're going to bring in this cute red polka dotted paper. And I think I'm going to cut this one off shorter though, just to add some character to this. So we'll just follow those dots, go right up in a line. I am going to bring in my VersaMat so I could adhere all these down. This will help me make sure everything is nice and straight. This is a really nice surface to work on, and having those grid lines and measuring marks are just super helpful when lining things up. And I know if you guys have been watching my channel for a while, on the opposite side it's all foam, so it makes a perfect background for stamping. Super handy. So as I get these kind of taped into place, I will just kind of tell you the story behind these pictures. So we were all into Jurassic Park at this time. I mean, we still are. They're kind of one of our favorite movies, just a classic in our family. And we have all these, this is the creek kind of behind our house in the forest, and there's all these crazy big ferns, and you just can't help but feel like you're on the set of Jurassic Park and a T-Rex is going to come running through the jungle at any moment. So they were pretending to be really scared, and so they have these cute scared expressions on their face in the photos, and it just was such a happy time. It was really fun just watching their play and just the imagination, and it was just awesome. I pulled this play stickers off of the sticker sheet, and I went ahead and took the adhesive backing off with my anti-static pouch just so I can move them around and treat them more like they're die cuts. And I think that this is going to look good right in this location. I'm using my stitch circle. I want to bring in a circle to this area here. So I punched the white daisy paper. And the reason, like when you're putting leaves and things, usually you'll have a flower that the leaves can kind of come from, like they're tucked behind. Well, we don't want any flowers on this page, so I wanted to bring that circle element in to achieve that same look. The leaves located to the left of my title, as you can see, they're just kind of randomly floating. The white circle provides an anchoring spot for them, and it's also going to double for more embellishments. I have this Explore Together stamp or sticker from the sticker sheet, and I'm going to cut it in half and then trim the margins on either end there so it's even on either side of our text. And then we'll just place this right on our white circle, and that really pops. So it says explore together. So I want to repeat that in this area here. So there weren't any more stickers. So I dug through my stash and I had this really old stamp set just for boys. This goes way back. And I went ahead and stamped it off camera in the same Bluebird ink, and it says 100% boy, and that's just perfect. I love pulling stamps for my stamp collection too. I mean, I have them because I love them. So anytime I get the opportunity to revisit those, it's just kind of happy. I love it. So you saw I added a little foam tape to the back of that circle. And now I want to add something up in this area here. It just needs a little something something. I love to add banners, so this Pennant banner font set has the die cuts that go along with it that you can cut out the little letters and make titles, but I'm going to use them just to cut up scraps of these pattern papers. So I love that we have different shapes. There's kind of the little flag bottom and then the triangle and the little reverse flag, I guess you would call it, like this green one here. So it's great for using scraps, adding more pops of color, and yeah, it's just fun. So I'm just going to slide these around kind of obsessive-like until I get them just perfect, and almost there. I mean, you know, just one of those things. You got to make sure it's hanging exactly right. It's funny the things we get hung up on, because I'm sure it would look good to someone looking at the layout no matter how I had it. So then I remembered I wanted to put a strip of brown up at the top of this green paper to kind of, you know, pull that brown up from the bottom, and I forgot. So that's okay. It's never too late. We're going to slide this in, and by cutting it into pieces, I can just, you know, squeeze this in here and no one will ever know it's not a solid piece. This is definitely not the easiest way to do it, but it will work. It's not that bad. So, oh, there's my son. It's like, Mom, sign my steno pad, please. And anyway, so I'll flip this over and we'll get this cut off. And then work on squeezing the bits of brown into those other nooks and crannies. So this also works if you don't have, like if you're using a zip strip and you don't have enough to go all the way across, you know, you can cut it up like this and just work it in. So a little bit of a struggle, but you know, not too bad. This is another reason why when I'm adhering my layers and photos and everything down, that I don't put adhesive all the way to the edge or the corners. That way I can lift it up, I can tuck things under, and it's really easy to do that. So making sure it's straight, yay, perfect. So look, I just put some tape runner there and no one will ever know. So I want to add my journaling in this area, and so I went ahead and printed that out on my computer. I used to have a large format printer capable of printing directly on 12 by 12, but the current printer I'm using does not. So by printing it out in landscape mode, we can use that whole 12-inch piece. And then by tucking it under, it's going to look like one seamless sheet of cardstock and no one will ever know. I had a lot to say in my journaling about this memory, so I wanted it typed out because I can get it smaller and fit more onto the space that I have provided for my journaling. So now I'm just going under with my tape runner and sticking those corners down, sneaking it under the edge there. When I have a lot of journaling to add, I do like to type it because I think it's just a really nice and tidy look. So now we can add this photo back to this little corner over here. So I'm looking at that blue in the Y and it's very vibrant. So I want to incorporate more of that around the layout. So there's this little blue arrow and I thought that would look good. And then for my Pennant banner, there's the Waterfall blue Stickles glitter gel. So always test it on a piece of paper first so you can practice control. Otherwise you might get this giant blob on your layout. Ask me how I know. But anyway, I'm going through and placing a little bead on, you know, in between each little flag, and that's going to draw more of that blue color up, and it just looks really fun. So that does take a bit to dry, so you'll want to be mindful of that, but I am really loving the colors and the pattern papers in this collection. This is just a fun layout. It makes me happy. Do you see the UV coating on the stickers there? I love the way that looks. I will definitely have more projects to share featuring this paper packet later in the month. So here's a few more videos to inspire you. Happy crafting, guys. I hope that you're carving out some time for yourself, and I'll catch you next time.